Welcome to another episode. Welcome to another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I am your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will so I continue to bring you the gospel Gamecocks every single day. It's so important. It's so important to say to subscribe and tell folks about the gospel of Gamecocks and how we rock and how we roll with the South Carolina women's basketball team, because you are now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are now rocking with the best. And since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your man, Captain Will. We got a good one today, y'all. I said we got a good one today, y'all. We talk about who's going to challenge the South Carolina women's basketball team, the three-time national champions, this upcoming season in the SEC. There's a whole lot of teams. There's a whole lot of teams in the SEC. And with it being 16 teams in the SEC, there's a whole lot of potential competition. There's a whole lot of competition in the national scene on the whole landscape of college basketball. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about all of that. But we're going to talk about a hot topic. And the hot topic of the day is, we got two. We're going to talk about two of them. And the first one is Tahina Pow Pow's debut with the Atlanta Dream on Friday night. Shout out to the Pow Pow family. Shout out to everybody. Atlanta Dream, be seeing you real soon. Real soon. There was conversation about Tahina Pow Pow, it was celebrations. It was shots. It shot o'clock for us when Pow Pow made the team. Okay, but I lost my damn mind on Friday when she started. Like, what? Tahina Pow Pow started for the Atlanta Dream. She played 25 minutes, okay? She had 4 fouls, but she had 7 points. She shot 50% from the field. She shot 33% from 3. She had 3 rebounds. She had 4 assists. She had 2 turnovers and a 1 steal. And for those of you in the back, she had a assist to turnover ratio of 2 to 1. Ladies and gentlemen, that's very good. That's very good. She had the 4th highest offensive rating on the basketball team, the 3rd lowest defensive rating on the Atlanta Dream. Tahina Pow Pow has arrived, and we are all witnesses of watching Oceanside take over the ATL. So excited, so happy for her, and can't wait to see her in person when it goes down. She had 4 assists, y'all. 4 of them. Tahina Pow Pow was the starting point guard for a WNBA basketball team. Starting point guard. So the talk of her, in the past of just being a shooter, the only thing Pow Pow can do is just shoot the ball. Well, for those who thought that, you're wrong. Sorry for your loss. Tahina Pow Pow not only was a starting point guard, but she also played some good defense. We could call that the Dawn Staley factor. We could discuss those different things and how great she has matured to being a very good defensive player. Ladies, if you're in high school and you're trying to decide on what college to go to, please take a look at Tahina Pow Pow. And she didn't come to South Carolina as a recruit. She went to Oregon. But then she came where she was supposed to be, at the University of South Carolina. Look at Tahina Pow Pow. Look at Sanaya Fagan. Gamecocks got 9 players in the WNBA. I can make the case that the WNBA should have 12 Gamecocks playing in the league, maybe 13. But we got 9. Sanaya Fagan hasn't got playing time yet through 2 basketball games, but her time is going to happen. It's going to be there. I'm not concerned. Not at all. Salute to you, Tahina Pow Pow. Can't wait to see you in the fam. Another hot topic I got to talk about before we talk about this whole Gamecock challenge, in the SEC is, on3.com. I kind of like on3.com. They're better to me than in terms of covering women's basketball. They way better. I mean, light years better than ESPN. Way better. Not even the same stratosphere. And one of my favorites is Talia Goodman. She works her butt off. And shout out to you. She came out with no, I got to do caveat now. I don't agree with everything she say. Let me say that right there. But a lot of times she's on point. I can agree with that. And she got her way too early women's basketball top 25. Now, we don't play basketball for about 5.5 months. But it's cool to say these things. And we were talking about the top 25. And obviously, South Carolina is number one. Folks talk about, and we got some new folks who are going to be watching, today, tomorrow, whenever. And say, how is South Carolina number one? Well, South Carolina is number one for a number of reasons. First of all, okay, we lost Malaysia Fulwiley. Fulwiley averaged about 12 points per basketball game. We lost Tina Pow Pow, who averaged about 9 points per basketball game, about 3 rebounds, 3 assists, doing well. We just talked about it. We kicked off the show talking about Tina Pow Pow. We lost Sanaa Fagan, who was also drafted in the second round to the Los Angeles Sparks. She averaged about 8 points. We lost Breezy Hall, who was drafted by the Indiana Fever. She averaged about 6 points per basketball game. And Sakima Walker, now at University of California. So you're looking at the scheme of it. Real talk, you're looking at the scheme of like, wow, South Carolina lost a lot of talent on this basketball team. We did. We really did. We lost 3 starters. We lost Powell. We lost Sanaya. We lost Bree. You could say that Fulwiley averaged more minutes than Fagan. So we can put in that whole realm of saying what we lost. But it's also about what's returning to the South Carolina women's basketball team. You got Joyce Edwards, who led the basketball team in scoring. Okay, you got Chloe Kiss, who I believe is going to be an all-SEC player who's returning. You got Tessa Johnson, who's going to show out this upcoming season. You got potentially, you got an Ashlyn Watkins who can return back to the South Carolina women's basketball team, the three-time national champions. You got Raven Hollywood Johnson coming in for a 5th year, who got a homegirl coming through. You got Maddy McDaniel, who I've said over and over and over that she's going to be the truth. Okay, Maryam Dauda, who now they're saying 6'5". I saw her doing some dribbling drills, looking all good and stuff. I mean, we got some talent returning. You got Adhel Tac, 6'5", who's first year in a real off season of getting better. That's all we got coming through. Columbia, South Kakalaki, the home of the sweet tea and the pigtails and pig feet. But here we go. The incoming transfers. You got the number 1 transfer in the country coming to the South Carolina women's basketball team, who happened to average 25.3 points per basketball game, and that's Ta'Niya Latson from Florida State. You have a All-American coming into the fold of South Carolina. Okay? Then you got Madina Okot, 6'5", 6'6", center who averaged a double-double for Mississippi State. We are good over here with the folks who left and the folks who came in. And those two with Latson and Agot, who I believe that Agot might start. We'll see when it actually happens, but you got 2 5-star recruits in addition to those 2 in Ayla McDowell and Agot McCurr. That is why South Carolina is the preseason number 1 by on3.com. UConn. They got UConn number 2. And I ain't going to hate on that whatsoever. Because UConn beat the snot out of us twice last year. Not going to lie. Paige Beckers is gone. Number 1 overall pick in the WNBA draft. Averaged 20 points per basketball game. They lost Caitlin Chen, who was also drafted into the WNBA. She recently got cut, but she averaged about 7-8 points per basketball game. So that's 2 starters that they lost. Now, they got Sarah Strong, who is a beast for UConn. Terrific basketball player, offensively and defensively. Got AZ Fudd, who is a terrific basketball player as well, who lit us up, and she's back. They got Ashlyn Shade. They got KK Arnold. They got that big who's 6'4", 6'5", who averaged about 5 points per basketball game. And so they returning a lot as well. But here's the problem. Here's the problem with with UConn that I see. They got Sarah Williams from Wisconsin, who's all Big Ten. She averaged double-double. She averaged, 19 points for them. So that that front court with Williams and Sarah Strong is going to be noise. Trust me, it will be. But they ain't got no replacement for no Paige Beckers. Not at all. Not on that roster. They ain't have one to come in. They ain't got no replacement on her coming in from the high school range. Khalees Fisher is nice. She's a 5-star recruit. Then they got 2 other 4-star recruits. So I'm saying that UConn, I'm not seeing any fault with UConn being a number 2 team with Sarah Strong, AZ Fudd, and Williams coming in. So they got a potential big 3, if you will. But they're going to have to get some shooting on that roster. They're going to have some defense, because Paige Beckers was one of their best defenders, perimeter defenders in the country. So they number 2, but I think South Carolina got a little edge on them, little space on them. Just saying. Number 3, they got, what was it, Texas? I think it was Texas. They had number 3. They had UConn they had LSU number 5, and LSU got some good stuff coming back. They got some good stuff coming in. But at the end of the day, the conversation is still South Carolina. South Carolina is still the gatekeeper on the national scene and on the conference scene. So as we discuss about what's going to go down in SEC play for the South Carolina women's basketball team and who can challenge the Gamecocks, we can start with LSU. LSU is on the tip of everybody's tongue discussing this upcoming season, because LSU fans think that this is going to be their year where they're finally going to beat the South Carolina women's basketball team after losing 18, 19 whole bit. When you get into high teens of losses, you start losing track. You really do. You start losing track. So I'm not quite sure right now, 18, 19, 17, whatever. It's a large number of times that South Carolina beat LSU in a row. In their championship season, they couldn't beat South Carolina. You can always say that they beat the team that beat us, but damn, they never beat us. But they got some great talent. Not going to front. They have some great talent on their basketball team. It's going to be fun with South Carolina LSU. Can't lie. I can't lie at all. And the biggest question for fans of the SEC, because SEC is known for football. SEC is changing the landscape of the college playoff because of football. That drives some money, and that drives some money for all the various sports, Title IX sports, all the sports on a university. But if SEC is known for football, right below that is women's basketball. Some folks gonna say, "Oh, men's basketball." Women's basketball is right below SEC football, because you got some stars on these teams this upcoming season. You got future WNBA draft picks all across the land when we talking about the SEC. So I mentioned South Carolina and what we got because this is a Gamecock show, and Chloe's going to get drafted, and you got Chloe, Latson, and Agot, who are projected to be all first-round picks. Let's begin with that. That is one reason why South Carolina is going to be elite this upcoming season to go along with our bench. But those are projected first-round picks. Okay. And then you got Raven Johnson projected to be a second-round pick. That can go up or down, however it goes through the season. But those are 4 players from the SEC who will be drafted, okay? Depending on how Ashlyn Watkins, get over this injury, she'll be drafted. Maryam Dauda, who turned the corner over the last quarter of the season, who's going to have a big role for the South Carolina women's basketball team this upcoming season, has the potential to be drafted this time next year. She was a number 13 overall recruit, 5-star recruit in her rookie class. I shouldn't say rookie class. I should say her senior year in high school. But she has the potential to be great this upcoming season. Just talked about LSU. Flage will be drafted. Okay. You then the next year, Michaela Williams, Malaysia Fulwale, Texas. There's so many different players. There were so many different teams. Reagan Beers from Oklahoma that we could go on and on. There's a lot of depth in the SEC. There's a lot of big games. Common opponents. I love the fact that everybody plays everybody, and then a particular team plays one other particular team twice during the season, a home and a home. So that's always good. Because I hate the fact, like in football, where you have folks who do well but don't play. It might be their year not playing the top talent or the top teams. Where in women's basketball, you play everybody. Play everybody. I'm hoping for LSU and South Carolina to play twice this upcoming season. I'm hoping for it. I'm hoping for it. Is that parity? Is there parity in the SEC now with Texas and Oklahoma and the fanfare of Aaliyah Chavez is going to run deep this upcoming season? With South Carolina, this past season during the regular season, it was a tie with Texas for the regular season title. Then we beat the brakes off of them in the SEC tournament. But losses, when you have parity, when the top three teams are so close together with South Carolina, Texas, LSU, that bids for some great basketball. It really do. But will it be a situation this upcoming season where the departures outweigh the new folks? Because there's a lot of movement now. Ole Miss revamped their whole roster, seems like. Ole Miss is ready to compete. And Ole Miss already had a solid basketball team last year. What they're going to do this upcoming season, the balance of power is legit. It's real. Texas gave Carolina all we can handle. They are an excellent basketball team, and Madison Booker is only going to get better. They lost Taylor Jones. But they got two freshmen who played pretty well last season, who's going to get more burn this upcoming season. They got a new freshman, Aaliyah Crump, who is a baller, who's coming in. It's going to be an interesting time, y'all. It's going to be so much fun. And the biggest, when we talking about this SEC season, I'm always keen to those all SEC teams. But you have like spread out talent, and then you got, like that top tier caviar talent. We got Ta'Niya Latson on this basketball team who could win SEC, player of the year. This past season, it was Madison Booker. Ta'Niya Latson could be her. If she averaged what I think she's going to average, let's be clear right now. She ain't averaging 25 points with this basketball team. But if she gets 17, 18 points per basketball game on a top-rated squad like South Carolina, she's going to be the SEC, player of the year. And then, Flage going to have something to say about it. Fulwale going to have something to say about it. It's going to be fun. The incoming freshmen to the SEC, man, there's some talent, man. It's some talented basketball players coming to the SEC. It's a smorgasbord. It is such a crudery board of talent that are just waiting to make their mark. Some are going to have to wait. When Zakia Johnson, Devon Burge decided to go to LSU, they ain't think they got to wait like they're going to have to wait. They have to wait a little while. Ayla McDowell, Agot McCurr, they understood the assignment. They knew there was going to be a waiting period, an incubation type situation going to South Carolina. Tennessee, those Paldo twins. Let's go through a few questions, y'all. Thank you for tuning in to your man, Captain Will. I appreciate it. It's a Monday night. Monday night, numbers are good. Thank you. And I want to say, make sure you like and share and all those things. We in the dead period, if you will, of college basketball. And everybody don't watch WNBA, but thank you for the support. And also, I want to give a shout out and a happy birthday to two of me and Wifey Will's sons. Baby boy turned 23 yesterday. And then our oldest son turned 30 today. So shout out to both of them. And we love you and happy birthday. Go be great. Vernon, what's up, my brother? We definitely won't go undefeated. They're definitely going to lose about 6 games. This may be the first year they don't get this SEC title. Wow, that's a lot, man. That's a lot. 6 games? 6 games? Who's going to beat South Carolina 6 times? I don't know a team that's going to beat South Carolina 6 times. Who's going to beat South Carolina 6 times? That's some crazy talk, brother. Vernon, we are a better basketball team than we were last year. Yes, we lost Pow. Yes, we lost Sanaya. Yes, we lost Bree. Yes, we lost Full Wiley. I got it. But we are a better basketball team than we were last year. And I say that because for a number of reasons. Okay? First reason is we didn't have a player like Madina Okot on this basketball team. We had Sanaya Fagan starting at center. Sanaya Fagan shouldn't be starting at center for South Carolina. If Madina Okot was on the basketball team last season, she would have been starting. Okay? We would see the presence of a 6'6" player who can rebound, who can make shots, who can block shots, who's quick. First game of the season. You'll see the imprint or the impact that she's going to give for the whole season. Okay. In Latson, we did not have a scorer of the basketball like Ta'Niya Latson. We did not. No. We didn't. You legitimately have the highest scoring basketball player on this basketball team. Okay. Ben is about to pick up with Latson on this team. And if this was any other basketball team, a real talk, if Latson played in the SEC instead of Florida State, it would be some parades and down Bull Street. It would be some tailgating that's going on. It'd be all different things. But she played at Florida State, so we didn't see a lot of her games. But let me tell you, this girl is a baller. And after the first half of the first game this upcoming season, folks gonna say, for Wiley, who? Yeah, because Latson is the truth. She's the truth. Joy's gonna be better. Chloe's gonna be better. Tessa's gonna be better. Raven's gonna be better. 6 games, brother. We're gonna have a conversation about that one. Ernie Weber said, go ahead and hit that like button. For sure. Thank you, brother. Hit that like button. Hit that like button now. Go back and watch it at your leisure and hit the like button then. It's all fun. Adam Ritter, LSU may be the second best team in the SEC. I think that LSU, how do I feel about LSU? I think that Texas is still the best team after the Gamecocks. I'm curious about the bigs for LSU. I'm just keeping it real. Is Grace Knox, who was a top 10 player in high school, 6'3", is she's going to come in and ball out? They need her to ball out. They have a lot of rebounding. block shots that are gone from their basketball team. The guards will be fine. I'm not concerned about the guard. They got a plethora of guards. That is cool. Unless they do a 4-guard, 1 big lineup. I don't know. I just got to see. Robert said South Carolina women's basketball will win the SEC title. I believe that completely. I don't, you have a plethora of talent on this team. You the whole team are 5-star recruits. The whole basketball team, from top to bottom, every single player was one of the best in the country when they were playing high school basketball. Every single player. South Carolina, on paper, will go into this season as the most talented basketball team in the country. On paper. Now, that got to come into fruition because you got some fresh faces and some new places with Latson and Agot who are coming in to this system, and you got to get ready for it. You got to get right with it. But I think this is going to be a time also where Dawn going to kind of configure things to tailor it a little differently to the strengths of this basketball team. The strength of this basketball team is Ta'Niya Latson scoring the damn basketball, for one. Her ability to get to the free throw line is unnoticed, y'all. I'm telling you. We never had a basketball player on this basketball team. Real talk, we've never had a basketball player on the South Carolina women's basketball team who could score like her. No one. And I'm including a whole lot of people. But she is the best scorer of the basketball that Carolina's ever had. That's a huge statement. Not saying she's the best player, but she's the best scorer of the basketball that we've ever had. Ever. Chuck Bailey, what's up, my guy? Dub and Fams, Pow Pow equals bang, bang. Watching the WNBA, and this thing, game's on right now. And Atlanta Dream is now my favorite WNBA team. Okay. That didn't take long, did it? That ain't take long. I'm going to start, because right now, if I'm at the crib, I will be doing a post-game show for the Atlanta Dream every time they play. So get used to it. We're going to have a good time. And yeah, Pow Pow's on the team. Alicia Gray balled out. Now, Atlanta lost, but because they didn't shoot great from the three-point line. If you shooting 35 three-pointers and you're not shooting great from the three-point line, you're going to lose the game. Ryan Howard shot 3 for 12 from the three-point line. That's a whole lot of misses. Now, when they play again, I think it's Wednesday, those misses could go in, and they could do very well. But I like Atlanta. I like Alicia Gray. I like Powell. I like Howard. I like Brittany Griner. I like this team. And I think they can do well this upcoming season. Can't even say this upcoming season because the season's here. Dexter Qua. If I'm saying your name, brother, I'm sorry, bro. If I'm saying it wrong, I'm sorry. Chicago Sky needs Bree Hall. Family, I don't know what the hell Chicago Sky did. Dexter says Bree Hall. I'm watching the game. Chicago Sky and the Indiana Fever. And I ain't getting into all that mess talking about Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. To me, it was just a foul. Whatever. Just basketball. Man, come on. But I said it about Chicago Sky. If you draft 2 post players in the first round during your draft last year, in my mind, in my general manager mind, the South Carolina women's basketball team, you build around those 2 players. Those should be the cornerstone building blocks of your team. This newfangled basketball where you play space and pace. That's the name, space and pace, where you're shooting so many three-pointers and you're playing so fast. A lot of times in the NBA and the WNBA, they're playing so fast that it looks crazy. There's a whole bunch of bad shots in both organizations or in both associations now. There are a lot of them. Some of them might go in, but a lot of them don't go in. And I'll say this again right now. The Chicago got his brand new coaching staff, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. You got times where Angel Reese bringing up the ball. What in the hell? Get your butt down in the block. Dominate in the post. He's shooting 43 pointers. You got players on this basketball team who should not be shooting that amount of threes. You got Angel Reese who shot a three-pointer. You know good and damn well Angel Reese ain't got no business shooting no three-pointers in no basketball game. Punish these ladies. You got Camila Cardoza, who's going up and down the court, and not getting the ball. Just throwing threes up. No. Try to play some defense. You got two of the better defenders on the same basketball team with Angel Reese and Camila Cardoza, and Chicago Sky shooting 1,000 three-pointers. I'm perplexed with that mess, man. I'm just saying. I like some of the new basketball. Some of this new basketball just irritates the hell out of me. I just got to keep it real. Keep it real. Will D, thank you for being a member. What's up, Cap? Keep doing your thing, bro. Go Lady Gamecocks. You got it. You got it. Marilyn Towner, do you know what the Gamecock schedule will look like? You know, that's always a good question in regards to the Gamecock schedule because, you know, real talk, it doesn't come out. The full schedule doesn't come out until like September time frame. We can speculate. We know that we're gonna be playing Southern Cal in LA. No, the real SC. Well, we're gonna blow the brakes off of them, especially with Juju Watkins being out. And we're gonna be playing in that Thanksgiving tournament in Las Vegas. That's gonna be amazing. Can't wait to get that ticket information. They just released the boys' information today. So I'm expecting the ladies to be pretty soon thereafter, where you got Texas, you got Duke, you got UCLA, all in that round robin tournament for NIL money. That's great basketball. And obviously the conference games, you know, 16 of those games gonna be all SEC, and then we have some, you know. Last year, Don had a difficult time trying to fill out the non-conference schedule because folks didn't want to play the Gamecocks. Now, I was irritated about how the net ranking wasn't utilized the way I thought it should be and the strength of schedule the way it should be. But all in all, Carolina finished where they were supposed to finish. You got to reward teams for playing a great schedule. Otherwise, don't play a great schedule. Just play the conference schedule that you have. SEC is a very deep team. And Carolina's playing a very tough non-conference schedule. November is going to be crazy for South Carolina. It's going to be crazy. South Carolina will play in November, and this is just the teams that we know. All four of those teams, well, I ain't gonna say Southern Cal. Well, three of those teams that's in Vegas will all be ranked in the top 10, probably top 7. All three of those teams. All the four of those teams with Carolina be playing 3 of them. And then Southern Cal will be in the top 20, pretty much. That's November. That's the first 2-3 weeks of the season. If I was up to the schedule, I wouldn't play another ranked team in the non-conference. All of them be with a net ranking of 160 or worse. I would. And we ain't getting no credit for last year. We ain't get no credit for this upcoming season. Just deal with what you got in the SEC and just keep it moving. Keep it moving. It's really irritating for me. But now I get it. I do. I get it now. It's just who's some of the players? Some of the players that y'all want to focus on. Did I pause? Some of the players that you want to focus on in terms of potential or in terms of where we want them to be. I want Tessa Johnson to take that next step in her junior year and be that player that we thought we was going to get this upcoming season. Now, Tessa played well. She shot 43% from 3. She averaged almost 9 points per basketball game. She played, good defense. Now she's going to get the best perimeter defender every single night. Would that take away from her shot? We'll see. We'll see. Vic B, I like what I've seen out of Dauda in her workout videos. I do too. Thank you for being a member. It's so crazy when you see when like Dauda came in 6'4", 97, 6'5". Like, it's a big difference, 6'4", 6'5". Not really. It just sound better. It really does. It sound better that she now 6'5". Dauda, Maryam, first off, she got to be the sweetest girl on that team. She's so nice. But it takes everybody a little minute. Everybody a little time to get, I guess, used to the situation, get used to the system, get comfortable in your own skin amongst terrific basketball players. And with her, it took her a minute. It took her a while. It took her half the season for her to feel comfortable. Towards the end of the season, she was in the rotation, y'all. Now, that might not mean a lot for some other basketball teams, but South Carolina, if you are in the rotation, you something. You in that top 8 or 9, you are a basketball player at the elite level. This is her last year. Now, she could take advantage of some of the minutes that's going to be out there and open because Fagan's gone. Watkins will not be opening the season with South Carolina. There are minutes to be had, if she made that next step and could get some of those minutes. Agot played 21 minutes per basketball game last year for Mississippi State. She probably going to play something similar this upcoming season for us. There are minutes to be had. I hope that she's ready for that challenge. And I hope that the workouts, because I love seeing the workouts. I love because the workouts that's being posted, you always see the great stuff. Always see the great stuff. You see them making all the shots, all the dribbling drills. You see them working hard on the treadmill. You see them running up mountains and carrying boulders and all this different stuff. But I hope it's like the real deal for all our players. I really do. Margaret Haywood, what's up? What's up, girl? Hey, Cap, I enjoy watching your show. My favorite player is Joyce. Thank you for watching, Margaret. I appreciate you. On this Monday night, your favorite player is Joyce. Joyce is going to have it. I try to temper the expectations for Joyce Edwards, but Joyce is going to have a all SEC type season. If you have Joyce Edwards averaging about 15 points, her defense is going to be much better this upcoming season because that's the type player that she is and type person she is. And average, I want her to get about 7 rebounds per basketball game this upcoming season. If she averaged 15 and 7 with improved defense, oh yeah. On this basketball team, oh, that's the real deal. That's all SEC, for real. That's all SEC. Now, she averaged 13 points last season, so you could have a situation where she's averaged about 17 points. You really could. You can have a fight between Joyce and Latson, who's going to lead score, going to be leading score in this team. But don't forget about Chloe. Please, please, please do not forget about Chloe. Chloe Kitts. This is her last year. Dexter said that Juju Watkins is the best player in the nation. She won't be this year. Juju ain't playing this year. So is she the best player in the nation? Not for 25, 26. That's for damn sure. If she would have played, because I just got to keep it real. I love Mr. Juju Watkins. I do. One of the best things I like about Juju Watkins is the defense. I do. Defense is defensive basketball is not talked about enough at all. I see the quote unquote top players in the NBA, the WNBA, college basketball, and a lot of these top players in either of those leagues don't play a lick of the defense. You cannot play one way in basketball and say that player is one of the top players in the country or in the NBA or in the WNBA. That don't make no sense to me. It's not football. It's not football. People saying Tom Brady, the greatest football player that ever lived. All these different things. He only played one side of the field. He the best quarterback, best offensive player, but he ain't make no tackles. In basketball, you have that thing where you can say, yo, this person right here is legitimately the best player on the court. And not only the best player on the court, the best player in the conference. But not only the best player in the conference, but the best player in the league. Because you can show your skills on the offensive side and the defensive side. That's why I love Paige Beckers. That's why I love Juju Watkins. Because both of them play defense at a very, very high rate. I care less. If you're terrific offensively, that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. Favorite player, Michael Jordan. Everybody who know me, know Cam Will, know that Michael Jordan, my favorite player ever lived in any sport. Michael Jordan was the best offensive player and the best defensive player. 1980, he won both awards. My wife loves Kobe Bryant. Kobe always took the toughest assignment on defense. You got players in today's game in women's college basketball, men's college basketball, WNBA, NBA, who never takes the toughest player so they can save themselves on defense. So they can play some great offense. Miss me with that mess. That's Asia Wilson, the best player in the world. Why is she the best player in the world? She ain't the best offensively. She ain't. She ain't the best defensively. She ain't. But she's the best combination of both. The best by far. That's why. Nafisha Collier, same thing. You got to play both sides of the field. And if you're not playing both sides of the field or the court, you miss me with that mess. I'm not entertained by that. You go down and shoot a logo three, since that's the big thing now. Shoot a logo three on one end, and the other end you get blown by. What? What the hell? That don't make sense to me. Play some defense. And I wasn't going to say Caitlin Clark's name, but Caitlin Clark, play a little defense. Play some. ESPN anointed you top 2, top 3 player in the WNBA. Hell no. No. You can't be. You don't play no defense. Chelsea Gray. Love Chelsea Gray. Love her. Offensively. Defensively? No. No. But back to Juju Watkins. Yeah, Juju ain't playing. So we're going to talk about Juju. Amore said, I'm excited to see what Coach Yo has put together. Coach Joe makes me nervous. I'm not going to sit here and lie. She makes me nervous. She makes me think a little bit. Because she got Dawn Staley tendencies. Not going to lie about that. And she did some things in this transfer portal to make you want to stand up and be accounted for. I'm just saying. Really do. Really do. Ole Miss is a problem. And Ole Miss always give teams problems in the NCAA tournament because of the style of play. They play hard. They play aggressive. They play tough. They got some scoring now. They got some scoring. They got think about this one right here. Reggie said, I think Latson is going to average 16 or 17 points per game. I'm cool with 16, 17 points per game on this team. I would like about 19. I do. Mr. South Carolina bred Gullah accent, the South Carolina women's basketball hype just doesn't stop with you, Cap. I said the Gamecock women's basketball will lose 4 to 5 games this past season. I doubt if South Carolina women's basketball make it to the NCAA women's final this upcoming season. I mean, thank you for the comment as always, brother. But I gotta keep it real. First off, it's hard. It's not easy to make the championship game. So if you make it a wager, yeah, obviously you would wager against Carolina making the final game. Injuries can happen, anything can happen, So it's not a big statement that you're saying that that we wouldn't make the final game, because there's a lot of talent in basketball. I would say that Carolina will always be in the mix. You got a lot of teams who's never in the mix, or in the mix this year, or not in the mix for 3-4 years in a row. Several teams. Carolina is always in the conversation about winning a national championship. It is hard to win a national championship. It is hard to go to the Final Four. It is tough, and Carolina does it every year, going to the Final Four. So if you go to the Final Four, you have an opportunity to win the chip, and the other teams are watching you. Last year, UConn was better than everyone. They were better than everyone. We couldn't beat UConn. And it's not a sad thing to say. The way that team was constructed last year was not a good look for us playing UConn. It wasn't. This upcoming team is better constructed to beat a team like UConn, and UConn loses at the end of the season was the Paige Beckers, who's the best player in college basketball after Juju got hurt. So it's a lot of different things that happens. But we will see. We will see. Amore said, I think Tennessee freshmen get a fair amount of minutes just because of Coach Caldwell's style of play. I agree with you. They're going to run, and then run some more. And the Paldo twins are very talented. Very talented point guards. They got a nice recruiting class. Their style of play is weird. Don't like it. I don't like subbing in every 3 minutes. Can't get a rhythm. But it worked for Tennessee. They caught a lot of teams off balance this past season, and it worked. Caldwell she worked that thing back at the the lower levels, and it worked in the SEC and worked in for the better part of the season. So Jason Barnett said Paldo twins have an advantage. They're 20-year-old freshmen. Oh, Lord. Jason. Jason Barnett, with no injury, South Carolina will be back in the national championship. If Dawn could get that team to the chip, imagine what she is going to do with the addition of Latson and Madina. This is 2020. This is 2024 all over with Mila and Pow. Oh, that's a good. And Jason, thank you for the comment. That's a good analogy. That's a good comparison. Pow was a more how can I say? Pow's a better shooter than Latson. Powell had a magical year her first year here at South Carolina, shooting 47% for three. Magical. It was unbelievable. It seemed like every single shot she shot was going in. It was nice. And Camilla looked terrific during her senior campaign. And a lot of times she was getting the ball from Raven, who played with her at South Carolina and in AAU. So they have that chemistry. I wouldn't be opposed if Raven went to the Chicago Sky, especially the way they playing, fast pace. You know, she'll get the ball to Angel Reese and Camila Cardoza. Just saying. Yeah, that's a good comparison. Thank you for the comment, man. Tawana Jameson. Thank you for being a member. Hi, I'm new to Captain Will live chat. Bring love from Orangeburg, South Carolina. Go Gamecocks Nation. Tawana, thank you for tuning in. And this how we roll. This how we do. And hope you like it. And I hope you continue to comment. Orangeburg, South Carolina State. Yeah. I almost went to South Carolina State. I sure did. Went there for a visit. And ended up going to Francis Marion. So, yeah. Chuphead said SEC others better pack oxygen tanks. I want us to run. Dawn Staley, please pick up the pace. And who does not have Dawn Staley's new book that comes out tomorrow? Make sure y'all get it. I have it on Audible, and I will start listening to it tomorrow, like a podcast. Shout out to her and making the FIBA International Hall of Fame. That's what she do. All these accomplishments, man. So crazy. Jason Martin said Don will let the Latson do a thing. Latson has a basketball IQ and won't shoot South Carolina games. And then Jason, that's a good way of saying about Latson. That's a good way of saying it. Not shooting you out of basketball games. Taking good shots. And she did average 5 rebounds and 5 assists as well. We got to acknowledge that. She shot close to 50% from the field. 34% from 3. 82% from the free throw line. 7.8 attempts per game at the free throw line. Very solid offensive rating. So she wasn't making those bad decisions. Anticipate that being even not making those bad decisions, just like Jason said, be magnified with us. The comfortability that Raven and Latson have for playing basketball forever, winning state championships in high school, is going to be so good for South Carolina fans. It's going to be so good. I can't wait for the dynamic to happen. I'm looking forward to it because I want Raven to finish this year playing great basketball. And she got a homegirl there, a bestie. Long for the ride. One more again. I can't wait for her. Derek Penninger, Charleston loves Captain Will. I love me some Charleston too. What's up, my brother? What is up? Mr. J said Alicia Gray has been balling for years. Alicia Gray is 30 years old now. And Mr. J, you are absolutely right. She's been balling. She's made all-stars. She's won competitions at the All-Star game. She's an Olympian. She is a terrific basketball player. My only thing about Alicia Gray is we did not have her long enough at South Carolina. She only played that one championship year. Her and Kayla Davis, that was, man. She's a beast. And she guards too. She's tough. She's always on the floor. Whew. And she's funny as I don't know what. Hilarious. Vic B, the egos will get in the way of LSU. Flaw won't appreciate the tension Lay wants and gets. Ooh. Vic B. Well, I mean, we're going to see how this thing works out for LSU. And y'all know I love me some Malaysia for a while. And watch us in 8th grade. 7th, 8th grade. I do. I don't want, and I know the schedules for the SEC is going to have Lay come back to South Carolina. She has to. It's going to be crazy not to have that basketball game and have game day show up. It's going to get crazy numbers. But I do hope the fans do the right thing and still support her. I don't want to see no booing. I don't want to hear none of that crap. That's still our homegirl. She made a basketball decision. None of that mess. None of that mess. But in terms of Flau'jae and Lay and Michaela Williams and Burridge and Kid Johnson, man, you got five-star recruits, one basketball. And out of the 5 players I named, ain't now one of them a point guard. None of them. Not one. If Kim Mulkey trying to make Lay into a point guard, you don't cage that tiger now. Don't cage that tiger. You got the tiger. You get somebody else to burn some point. And you let Lay do what she do. That's why you got her. Don't try to make her no point guard. Don't try to make her to you. How you were running back in the day. Can't wait to see it, man. Javon Jones got popcorn ready. What's up, my guy? What's up? It's gonna be fun. I wish it started so much sooner. I really do. I wish it started so much sooner. Because the hype train is going to be on. Because now, the girls at the crib, they're at home, graduating and working out on their own. I hope everybody working out on their own and getting ready for the season. Because those are the times. This time, the breaks that you have, between the semester ending and when you got to come back, for the summer workouts, means a lot. Means a lot. Get your work in. Because it's going to be, what was the season? Well, 2 years ago, last year. Yeah, 2 years ago when, most of the girls came in out of shape. Don was talking about it. Most of the ladies came in out of shape with the exception of Raven Johnson, who was in shape and ready 2 years ago. Now, last year, I can make the case that there's a few girls on this basketball team who was not in shape, not ready to play when the season started. I'll just keep it real. Y'all can figure out who they were. We've talked about it in the past. This upcoming season, I don't want you to come in trying to get in shape. And you come in shape and ready to work. I know who's going to be in shape. That's Agot McCurr and Ayla McDowell. I know those two are definitely going to be in shape. I know that they're going to be able to work and going to be ready to work and try to take names and fight for a position on the pecking order. This is going to be a great season, y'all. This is going to be a great summer. We can talk some more on WNBA for sure on Wednesday night after Pow does her thing. But until that time, this includes another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I am your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will so I continue to bring that gospel of Gamecocks every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you're now rocking with the best. And since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your man, Captain Will. Let's go.